Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another very special reaction and commentary. Um, Someone told me that the new trailer for the season 7 trailer of MLP is out. So there's two trailers. The first one that I'm going to do is the longest one I think so far, which is My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic season 7 sneak peek, and it is on Brony DE's channel. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and check this out, and I'll give my thoughts on the video. Let me make sure everything's good. Okay. Okay, full screen. Starting the video in 3. Okay, now already I can see that the change. Now, just from this starting screen, I can already see the changelings are back. We have some of the characters from, I want to say Party Favor from Starlight's Village. Obviously, this is inside of. We also see. Oh, the Crystal Ponies are here. Okay. Okay. And we see some other characters from the Crystal Empire. We see Mare over here. So let's, without further ado, let's begin. Starting the video in sorry. So without further ado, let's start the video in 3, 2, 1, click. Twilight! Oh god! Discord!
That you'd be unveiling your big plan for Starlight tonight. Silly me. But we're all very excited to hear what you've cooked up.
Oh my gosh, I saw vinyl!
You weren't coming up with a plan just now, were you? Oh, dear.
It's called winging it.
This could be pretty embarrassing.
It's also called ad-libbing.
Gee, thanks, Discord.
Anytime. I really do love being helpful.
If I could have every pony's attention? As you all know, Starlight Glimmer's been my pupil for a while now. And I'd hoped she'd be my pupil for a long time yet to come. But it turns out that's just not meant to be.
What?
Starlight, you have proved yourself to be a kind, loyal, strong, honest, and truly magical friend.
She graduated already? Vinyl. Pinky.
I know there's nothing more I need to teach you. So we have a second reason to celebrate today.
Wait,
3 cheers.
she graduated?
Starlight Glimmer on her graduation day.
I was kidding. Pinky.
Your future's in your own hands.
Oh boy.
Wow, I was not expecting this.
Darn it. I was hoping you'd send her to my realm. We could have been roomies. Way to not pick up what I was putting down.
How do you want to celebrate? Girls' trip to Las Pegasus?
We can throw you a Changeling Gorb Fest. It's more fun than it sounds.
Oh, okay, so that's just the beginning for one of the episodes. Okay. Alright. Okay, so already we have some things going on in this episode, and obviously this is not just a sneak peek, this is a teaser in, like, I'm guessing the first episode in season 7. So like I said, going over this scene by scene, obviously we have some different characters. We have, it looks like Party Favor, I want to say, from Starlight's Village. We have, and I gotta say, that little moment where Discord, he had Twilight with a boom mic. That's cute! That's cute! Like, totally, like, Twilight was sort of cat-like right there with that. And then we have Discord dressed, I mean, we have the full equipment here, video camera and everything, boom mic, we have the spotlight, and he's wearing the headphones and everything. He looks like a director, film crew, and it's interesting that they're doing that. It's interesting that they're doing that. It's really cool. And it's interesting to note in the background here, whenever the camera pans, as soon as I can actually get it, there's a lot of other characters we see here. We see Luna and Celestia, obviously. We see Vinyl. Vinyl's there. And we see some of the Crystal Ponies in the background. We see some more of the Changelings, who are now welcome there. We see now Trixie is, of course, there. And Pinky's just sitting there in the back, like, with that big smile. And she's just excited pretty much for anything. And it's interesting And so we see a lot of the characters there in this episode that are making an appearance. And of course, now as far as that goes, the biggest focus, of course, is the story. What is going on in this episode? And Twilight feels, and this is interesting, Twilight feels that there's nothing more that she can teach Starlight, that Starlight has grown to be helpful, that she's basically the exact opposite of what she was whenever Twilight and her first met. Instead of being controlling and trying to manipulate ponies into basically trying to live in what she deems as an acceptable lifestyle, she's grown into somebody that's helpful and is trying to help other ponies, and she's helped a lot of other characters now too, and she's learned from the mistakes that she's made in the past, and Twilight feels that Starlight is ready to move on, that she's no longer her pupil. And obviously this is something that you can tell that from Twilight that it's kind of bothering her. Like, you can tell that she liked the concept of actually having her own pupil. And in a sense, she was sort of like Celestia. And she was passing the torch, as it were. She was teaching Starlight what she had learned. And so she feels like already it's too soon. Like, it's too soon. Like, you can tell that she's happy for her, yet at the same time she's a little sad. And so in a sense it's almost like watching a parent watching their son or daughter is now older, like feel that they're ready to move on. Like, they're happy for them, but at the same time, they're sad because they're grown up. And here Twilight is like a teacher that has watched their pupil grow and now is ready to send them off into the world. And she feels that she may not be helpful anymore, at least that's what she thinks. And it takes Starlight by surprise, obviously, because she wasn't preparing for this. Like, this was not something that she was anticipating to happen, obviously. And this is not something that she knew was going to happen. And so now she's just shocked by that. She feels that she's shocked by that, and now she's confused. Obviously, she's confused as she's not really sure what's ahead, like what lies ahead. And Pinkie obviously is just excited, but then again, it's Pinkie Pie. And it's funny because here Trixie and Thorax are both really excited. They're happy for her, but obviously she's kind of confused. And so with this final scene here, I believe that I believe that Starlight, she feels excited, but obviously this is a very interesting setup. And just from this right here, there's a few different paths in which this could go. And there's no actual guarantee that it could go there's no direct guarantee that it could go in either particular way. But one theory that I have is maybe Twilight Starlight might think that she's learned everything that there is to learn, and I have different theories for this. On one hand, she could possibly think, well, okay, I've learned all there is to learn. And then she tries to use that knowledge, but then again, she ends up maybe becoming a little bit arrogant. Like, she ends up getting way over her head and realizes she hasn't learned all that there is to learn. And Twilight also knows that. Another theory is that this could kind of be like, it kind of could be like it was throughout season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Twilight could, theoretically, have Starlight do which would be a very interesting callback, and another concept of passing the torch, with Twilight possibly having Starlight keep a journal or a book like the rest of the main six did, and write down their friendship lessons, and she may ask Starlight to write down her own friendship lessons that she learns from this point on. Now, um, this could also, now obviously I really don't think that we're going to see uh, Chrysalis come back so early. I really don't think so. And I'm curious as to what the setup could be for this particular episode, because this definitely looks like this could be the first episode for season 7. Now, right now, I don't know if season 7, like if the first episode is going to be just a traditional 24, 23, 25-minute episode, or sorry, like 21, 22-minute episode, or if it's actually going to be a two-parter. And I don't know. I really don't know that yet. But obviously, there's two different things going on here. Twilight she feels happy for her pupil, but yet she feels sad that she's letting her go. And Starlight also feels like shocked. Like, I also believe that from her personality here, that it looks like she's uncertain. It could be like she could possibly feel excited, like happy that Twilight actually thinks that she's learned all that there is to learn. But at the same time, she feels, is she really ready? Is she really ready? Has she learned all that there is to learn? And so there's a good setup here, and there's different directions in which it could go. And obviously, judging from this right here, there's not enough to go on as to exactly what could happen. So I'm going to watch, there's 2 more trailers. I'm going to watch the other 2 trailers, and see where that goes from there. But like I said, it's for this right here, just as is. We see all the characters there, and I'm curious as to what is going to happen here. Now, obviously, some people I know are probably going to be making jokes that the focus will more so be now on Starlight, Trixie, Thorax, and so forth, more so than the main 6. That, like, somehow there will be a new main 6 that will actually come onto the scene. I really don't think that. And my personal belief, you can never learn enough. There will never be, regardless of what it is, there will never come a moment whenever you can say, I've learned all that there is to learn. There will never be a moment whenever anyone can say, I've learned all that there is to learn, because there is always something new to learn. And just whenever you think you might have learned everything, something comes along and you're like, okay, I did not know that. Or like, this is new. And so, with life, there's always learning. And I think that this is going to be, possibly, I theorize, that this might be what plays out here. And there could be, following with that, there could be, Starlight does go on a trip with Trixie, and they end up having to solve a friendship problem. Or she could decide to just kind of take it easy in Ponyville for a bit. Maybe she's just trying to kind of adapt to the concept of maybe she's actually done being a pupil. And there's also the concept I just now thought of is she might also wonder, where's she going to stay? Like, and pardon me, she was staying at the castle as a pupil. Now she's learned all there is to learn. Does that mean she has to move back to her old village, or can she live in Ponyville? And so that might be something that plays out here. And obviously, we know there's going to be more villains along in the season, so it's an interesting setup here. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But that's the only thoughts that I have currently. I may think of other things later on, but I'm going to proceed. I'm going to go ahead and watch the next trailers, or sneak peeks, sorry, and see. But again, any thoughts, theories that you have regarding what this shows here regarding this season, please let me know in the comments. Anything that you want to share, I encourage open discussion. So let's begin with. Let's move on to the next one, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next video that I do. Take care. I hit the wrong button.